Hey, we back. I'm here on Karuta today, and I just wanted to talk about how to get gold and dust, because they are obviously two very helpful resources. You might not realize how helpful they are. Firstly, of course, they're used for upgrading cards, which is great. We love upgrading cards, among other things, of course, in the shop and such. But also, you can sell them, right? You can sell them for tickets. And you can buy them for tickets. And at the end of the day, they are exactly the same as any other resource in Karuta. You can trade them for cards. You can trade them for pretty much anything you want if you have enough of them. And so, while obviously trying to get as many tickets and as many good cards and all the rest of it as possible is great, and you probably want to be on the side also making sure you're getting loads of gold and loads of dust. And there's a few ways to do that, and that's just kind of what I'm talking about today. The main way is, of course, grabbing a lot of cards, grabbing them as frequently as possible. This is something that I've said in my videos plenty of times before. But you want to be making sure you're using your grab and your drop as much as possible. Now, your drop you're probably using as, I'm going to assume you're using it as frequently as you can. Why would you not? But your grab you might not be. You might be only grabbing when you see something good, something worth claiming. Now, this is fair, but especially considering that you have extra grabs anyway for when you see something really good and you maybe don't have your grab, you probably want to use your grab more often than you are. Because if you're using your grab, say, every 15 minutes, that means you're getting, say, twice the number of cards that you would be if you only grab when you drop, or something like that, right? Now, of course, for you to be able to do this, you're going to need to be in a server where other people are dropping, or the bot itself is dropping, or something like that, so you can grab that frequently. But that's not too difficult, and you're probably in one of those anyway. You want to grab as often as you can, because, yeah, okay, sometimes you might be grabbing a rubbish poor quality E1 that's not worth very much, but that rubbish poor quality E1 could also be a pretty nice mint quality E1. And sure, that might not make too much difference to you, but that mint dust is worth having, right? And if you're grabbing twice the number of cards, you're going to get twice the number of dust. Now, I've talked before about the gem shop. Get gems. It's not actually the command I wanted. I wanted this one, but hey, there you go. You get gems. And then in the gem shop, you have all of these blessings and stuff, right? Which you can use to get yourself some more cards. And they are going to be very helpful if you do want to be getting that gold and that dust. You can get as many drops and as many grabs as possible, and that's certainly going to help you out. And getting that currency is going to be a lot easier. And then, like I say, if you've got an overabundance of it, you can sell it, you can get tickets, you can get cards, you can get gems, you can get whatever the hell you want. It's always good to be getting more currency. I mean, that's basically working in a nutshell, isn't it? It's just more currency that you can get, that you can then sell for stuff if you want to. However, it's also worth mentioning trading ads. If we go down into the Karuta hub, for instance, we have the trading ads channel, and people are going to be selling gold and dust here, as you might be as well. Now, what this means two things. Firstly, if you want the gold and the dust, you can buy it instead of having to grind for it. And because a lot of people are trying to sell it because it might not be as useful to them, the prices are pretty low. You can quite easily get, at the moment anyway, something like 2,000 gold for a single ticket. And that probably sounds like quite a lot. Because at the end of the day, it's going to take you quite a while to grab enough cards to get 2,000 gold. And if you need gold for, well, anything, spending one ticket to get probably more than you need is pretty nice. So buying gold and dust from the trading ads is pretty worth doing, actually. However, what you also want to be looking out for, and this is something that I've said in my past videos as well, is those good deals. If you can find someone that's selling gold or dust or whatever for a really insane ratio, you want to snag that and try and get it. Because worst case scenario, you just keep them and then you don't need to buy any more in the future. But best case scenario, that you can then go and sell them at a higher price and make a profit. Which sounds great to me, and it probably sounds great to you as well. So these extra resources here of the gold and the dust are certainly worth looking out for. You want to try and get them as much as possible. You want to try and get them good deals, because at the end of the day, whatever it is you want, you'll be able to get it easier if you have these extra resources. Like I say, you can always trade them for tickets and then buy stuff with tickets. Tickets is pretty much the universal resource, isn't it? So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, to be honest. Basically just pointing out the different methods you can get golden dust and how important it is to do so. Like I say, very similar to bits and working. It's just an extra resource that you want to be getting as much as possible. If you're sitting there trying to upgrade your cards and you don't have enough mint dust, I would suggest going and buying some, to be honest, because you can get 5 mint dust for a ticket, and that could be a card upgrade quite easily, right? The other thing I will point out though is that maybe don't value your currency too highly, because while yes, you can sell your mint dust and you can get tickets from it, you're still going to need to be grinding. And that is the whole point, really, isn't it? You're still going to need to grind up that dust, grind up those tickets, all the rest of it. Don't want to throw them away at nothing, because if you're throwing them away at nothing, then you can't be using them to get stuff that you actually want, stuff that's actually worth having. Always try and be optimal. Always try and spend the right amount of currency on the right things, because if you're overspending on stuff, then you're not going to have resources later on when you want them. And trust me, you're going to want them later on as well. But yeah, anyway, pretty short video today. That's all I want to say. Most of what I've said about golden dust in my past videos still applies. So at the end of the day, I would just recommend having a look at them if you want some more tips. But I kind of felt like I wanted to make a video specifically on getting golden dust, because some people really underrate them as a resource, and some people really overrate them as a resource. They could be the be-all and end-all for you if you want card upgrades, but on the other hand, you might throw them away at nothing if you don't want card upgrades, without realizing that they're actually worth a fair bit. Yeah, that's everything though, so I'm going to end this one here. Bye!